Black cats are actually my magical guides. You all know how witches are supposed to have black cats as companions, or how Sailor Moon has Luna as her companion and her mentor. And I'm pretty sure that in your life you can find something similar. Hello, my nerdy friends. I'd like to introduce you to Diana and little Donna here. Not only are they really cute, but those two cats and black cats in general have a magical meaning for me. Black cats are actually my magical guides, and that cats generally play a very important spiritual role in my life. When I was a kid and a teenager afterwards, I loved drawing. I loved drawing manga. I loved thinking of stories. I loved drawing my alter ego in manga version, and also just inventing my whole life in manga style. And then I stopped drawing for quite a while, and now I restarted, but intentionally. What I did was I drew my alter ego, Magical Marty. I just followed the flow. I started drawing her. I started picking colors. Then she was finished. I started thinking about what kind of clothes she will wear. And then I started adding a black cat to her, just out of my intuition. And when I finished that drawing, I realized that it's not only a nice drawing to hang on my wall, but it's also a symbol of the identity that I want to embody. And it's also a catalyst for manifestation, a tool for directing my energy on the stuff that I want to have in my life. In the beginning, I didn't know that. It happened intuitively. But funnily, after I hung that picture on my wall and looked at the neon-colored clothes every day, looked at that cat every day, things started happening. You know, it's not only magic, it's also physics. Energy flows where attention goes. So my intention was every day, also subconsciously, just on that picture, on the cat, on the clothes, on the hair, on the crystals she is wearing. And little by little, I started to see neon-colored clothes, for example. And I bought two beautiful things that you'll see in my videos. And some months ago, I then also met Diana, who is a stray cat, a street cat, here in Campo Felice. And I like to call that town Gatto Felice, which means like joyful cat, because there are many street cats here which are fed. And Diana, I wanted to call her Luna after Sailor Moon's black cat, but her character is not a Luna. She is more the daughter of Luna, Diana. A very joyful, cute, happy cat. And she came to me. I walked around the corner, I saw her, and I didn't have any food or anything, but she came to me and wanted me to pet her. And since then, she always stayed in front of our house. She was meowing when she wanted attention. We gave her food. The neighbors started to give her food, and she just became a resident here. And actually, some weeks ago, she became mother, a cute cat mother. Her little son, I think. We called him Donner, which is German for thunder, because the days he was probably born were really full of thunder and lightning. You know, while I was drawing, I never thought about it as being any kind of energy, directional manifestation tool. I just felt the nudge to draw my alter ego that I want to live right now. Thinking about it logically, it totally makes sense why actually spending so much time with something you love, and especially spending conscious time doing what you love, is a manifestation tool. Imagine you sit down every evening for 2 to 3 hours for, how long did I draw? Maybe 2 months. And you watch the saddest movies every day. You read totally sad and depressing books. Don't you think that that will have an effect on your well-being, on how you see the world, on what you see in the world? Maybe you see more depressed people around you, how gray all those buildings are, how dirty the streets are. But on the other hand, while I was drawing, maybe for 2 months, some hours every day, I focused my attention on which colors do I like? How do I want this cat to look? My alter ego to look? Totally makes sense that after drawing, I also focused my everyday attention on those things. Thus, I noticed those neon-colored clothes, or also the black cats that ran around here. Her father, I called him Panther, is actually also a black cat, and he too came to visit us, and I was allowed to pet him, though he is a real warrior cat. And why magical guide or spirit guide? So when I started working with my spiritual mentor, Jen Stillion, the spiritual fairy bitch, check out her channel, I started dreaming of cats, and I had many interactions with cats. Working with her, I actually figured out that cats are my spiritual connection to my feminine energy, because cats represent magic, femininity, feminine energy. While I was working on my divine femininity, I started attracting more cats into my life, and I also started seeing them in my dreams. There are so many ways that you can use your nerdy hobbies not only as an escape from the monotonous normie world, but actually as an expansion, as a tool to discover yourself and to discover your strengths. For example, I also asked myself, why are cats drawn to me? Like, why don't they run away from me? Why am I allowed to often pet them, even if there are stray cats, like cats living on the street? And I came to the conclusion that I have several strengths that are very aligned with cats. For example, my strength of patience. I can sit for hours next to them and just look, observe, be with them. I don't have the impulse to be quick or to finally pet them, or they should eat out of my hand, or I want to pick them up or anything. I can just sit next to them and observe them. Also, cats are very intuitive and sense the atmosphere that is around them. They can sense danger, and they can also sense love and friendliness, the frequency of love and friendliness. So when I'm around cats, they do feel drawn to me because I love them. I just wholeheartedly love them. And I radiate the frequency of love and patience. So what I'd like to do is to invite you to look at your nerdy hobby. What else could you find within it? As I realized when I'm drawing, I'm focusing my energy on something that I like to see in my life. I can practice that. I started drawing a new image where I include things that I'd love to see in my life, be it clothing, be it places that I'd like to visit. Or when you are, for example, building decks, are you building decks that maybe represent a force that you are searching for within yourself, that are representing the search for a partner? Like a gay friend of mine is building a gay-friendly sexy gay man deck. So he is also focusing his energy on that, his attention on that. Or are you playing specific video games? Like I was always playing different Japanese RPGs, roleplay games, where one of the main focuses was to explore the world. And I was always thinking, I'd love to just be an adventurer and explore the world. I started watching isekai anime, and now I fulfilled my dream, realizing that I can actually go exploring the world. I can live a lifestyle that allows me to work wherever I want and that allows me to explore the world by working remotely, by living at different places, and by not focusing on having the security of an apartment or house that is paid off where I stay for the rest of my life, but rather by deciding to live wherever I want in the world and to focus my energy on that. I really remember the moment where I wondered, why should my future be to work 9 to 5, whereas I spent my whole childhood walking around, exploring maps, walking over the end of the world and finding a new world, different games with different stories. But what I really loved doing was always to explore the map, explore cities, explore dungeons. Yeah, thinking back, I realized that's what I fulfilled right now when I allowed myself to believe in that magic, in this 3D life. The same with cats. Of course, you could say it's just a coincidence that I'm in a city full of cats and that cats started suddenly coming to me. They wanted to be with me. They want to be pet by me. They get their babies next to my front door and they just start living around me. But is it? Or was I open enough to be connected to that magic, which I actually was since I started immerse myself in the anime manga world, because there are so many cat or other animal companions in magical girl stories especially. So I want to invite you to look at your nerdy hobby, really closely look at the moment you immerse yourself within whatever it is, and what kind of aspect is maybe something that you really want to have in your life. And then start to focus on that even more. Direct your energy to that even more. Be it that you build a deck full of cats or full of hot men or full of delicious food. Because when you do that, I can guarantee you that in one way or the other, you will draw that energy into your life.